Pick it up, say here. Now, just watching a hitter, do you see sequence? Do you see me relax, take my legs to the ball, and swing through? Look out back there. Take the ball, toss it, swing through. I do not have to have mom or a girlfriend to make me practice. All I've got to be able to do is go out and find a place, build me a little net in an area where you have a little bit of security. If you have any problems, you can build your net from the top over your head so it keeps the restricted flight of jumping up, going over the neighborhood fence or something. But you can build you something like this. Take baseballs, you can tape them up. They don't have to be good baseballs. Take old tennis balls people have thrown away, tape them up. And this is called soft toss. And you just come up, bang. Now these same drills that we worked off of here so far, tees, rocket tees, toss drills, should all be done from the touch systems. They all should be done with enough speed to where I can have a reaction time responsibility. The toss man's got to show me the ball and then give me arm action. I don't like pitching machines. I don't like machines that don't give me game situations. I want quickness. I want connection. I want sequence from the standpoint of that hitter being able to feel stride, back knee, proper lever assembly, feel those collections of power, the movement of energy out and to the ball. And it's exciting. When you get the young hitter to hit the ball with a power base with a hitting machine concept, and he begins to see the ball jump and carry and get out of the ballpark, and you see the excitement in his eyes, you talk about a youngster that has some passion for the hitting game, he'll quickly develop it. We have about 50 different drills and physical measurements that we use at Oklahoma State to deal with hitters. We've got a number of different devices to work in keeping the hands and working on those types of mechanics that involve power collectors and pressure points. We pad bats, we make special bats, we deal with all the little types of things that are necessary to help us. Obviously the program today won't afford us the opportunity to spend much time with that. In fact, we're closing down on time. We'd like to go back to our viewing audience and allow them to ask a few closing questions over the next few minutes. If there are those out there, Jim, see what we've got.
Thanks, Coach. I have a question for you. I'm just curious, do you ever use pitching machines?
I haven't used a pitching machine in over, probably 12 or 14 years. We use them for defensive drills, but the basic problem with pitching machines is that the player doesn't get to see a human react. Now, it really goes back to our key point we talked about earlier. When we're talking about making a rhythm adjustment, how do you make a rhythm adjustment to a pitching machine? He gives you nothing to look for except somebody put in a machine that spits it out at you. And so it's very difficult for us to work with our hitters and get the type of response we want out of our hitters with a pitching machine. We do use some machines for bunting drills. We use machines for throwing some pop flies to catchers or ground balls. We use a machine occasionally in camp. But we would rather come back and put a pitcher in our cages at Oklahoma State. We built 4 tunnels. They are 20 foot wide by 40 foot long. We only need 40 foot because we will take nets and let our players sit down or kneel behind them approximately 28 to 30 feet away from the hitter. And this is called short toss, and obviously the studio doesn't afford us the opportunity to show you that. But the guy just kneels behind a screen area and 30 foot away is a hitter, and he takes the baseball and just wrist it in there, and he's only got to throw it 40 miles an hour. Now we get the human element back involved. The ball's not always going to be in the same zone. It's not always going to be at the same velocity. It's not always going to be in the same location. And my hitter has to adjust to the tempo and rhythm of the pitcher. The elements involved, he's got to adjust to the lateral strike zone as the ball moves in and out. He has a responsibility to take pitches rather than just to line up. And most people off of the machine can get in rhythm with the machine after 3 or 4 pitches, and everything else is the same, and it's just a matter of muscle memory. I don't think any learning is actually taking place, quite frankly, off of machines. You get an exercise, and if exercise is what you want, the machine will certainly provide that for you. I think the thing that you need to continue to think about along with this point is that you take personal responsibility as a hitter for your own program. Quit waiting for mom and dad to make you a hitter. Quit waiting for coach to make you a hitter. Coaches, quit waiting for somebody to come out and give you a key, a secret, all of this. Hitting's work. People often ask me, aren't you afraid that you're going out and giving your entire system away, that you're going across the country telling people about it in your hitting tape? You're giving all the secrets away. And I say, I'm not worried about it because the majority of players and majority of coaches will look at it and say, hey, that's too tough. I want something simpler. I want to be able to learn hitting by osmosis. I want to stick my head in the refrigerator one night and come out a great hitter the next day. 90% of the people won't work at it. You don't have to worry about them. You just don't have to worry about them. You can give them everything you give them, and they won't have enough energy to go back home and do what? Write down goals, create a plan of action. Simple. Every great athlete that I've ever read a lifetime story on has sat down and set out their goals. Said, I wanted to either be a speed skater at the Olympics, or I wanted to be a great miler, or I wanted to be a great basketball player. I had a young player follow Pete Maravich, and he came back with a plan of action and goals. For years, thousands of people that I talk to and I coach, take your ideas, set down your goals. What do you want to be? You want to be a starter on your high school team? You want to be an all-stater, all-district? You want to play college baseball at Oklahoma State? Want to be a professional player? Set those goals down, write your plan of action, get about the business of working an hour and a half every day to become something very special. We have another phone call or anything, Jim? Any questions?
We do have a phone call, Gary. Hello?
Hi, this is Cheryl Peterson from St. Petersburg Junior College. We have a couple basic questions about the feet. Do you teach to pivot on the back foot or to roll over on the back toe, and why? And why do most of your hitters pick up their front foot in their stride?
Well, the back foot action, so many people will work with pushing off the inside. And that's what we call a flat back foot. They talk push off the inside. If you push off the inside, you can't generate any action in your legs and hips. So the back foot has to come up. It has to come to a point, and the back knee has to move. Obviously, if the ball's away, you can move and push off the inside of the foot. But in order to turn on a pitch, you've got to come to here. And every great picture of every great power hitter is going to see this area right here. This is going to be what I call the back leg L. Back leg L. Back leg L for leverage. And I think you've got to come to the toe from that standpoint. That means I have to rotate. I must pivot to the ball, and I do not work off the inside of my foot flat. Can you repeat your second question?
Why do most of your hitters pick up their front foot in their stride?
Well, I don't think it's anything conscious that we teach in particular. In other words, we don't pick it up vertically for any particular purpose, but we do want to, as we take a stride, the stride should take me down. And obviously, I don't care whether it goes flat or they pick it up. Overstride problems can really be helped by picking the foot up, much like a Satahara O, same deal. Cock it, stay up like Satahara. But you can pick it up higher, it'll reduce and hold your weight back and keep you loaded. And we want to load that body. We want to get the power base to explode through the ball. We want to create power hitters.
Thanks, Coach. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for sharing with us some of the techniques that you use with the Cowboys. I want to take a moment maybe to wish our audience a great success this summer as they go out and start their seasons. We know today that Oklahoma State University opens up. They'll be going for their 8th consecutive trip to the College World Series. We want to wish them a great deal of success.
We're looking forward to it. It ought to be a great year for the Cowboys.
Thanks a lot. Have a great summer.